What do you do when you start to miss somebody who is dead? Talk about the monsieur, reminisce about the time spent with the monsieur, allow myself to be sad that they're gone. My best friend died in 2015. I miss her a lot. Edit. Holy shit. I did not expect to wake up to such a response to my comment. Thank you for the awards, the kind words about my loss, and additional words of support, advice, solidarity and shared loss. First I get sad, and that makes me wish I could have done things differently. And then I remember there are a lot of people in my life who are still alive, but won't be forever. So I check in with them, and try to do and say the things I wish I had done or said with those who died. Miss the monsieur. I watched my father die. I was there for his last moments, and it's a memory forever ingrained in me, those last moments. But when I think of that time, which normally saddens me, I immediately think about all the good times we had, the valuable life advice I got from Hi Monsieur, and that helps. Edit. First I want to thank you all for sharing your kind words and messages, sharing your stories in the current phases you are in when it comes to losing someone close to you. There's no magical process or words I can offer any of you to make it better. I can only share from my own experience that it just took time and trying to always remember the good times. We both loved wrestling and football. We both loved conversations. We both loved some whiskey and a nice big steak together. Those and many more good memories I hold and cherish. Thank you as well for those of you kind enough to spend some of your hard-earned money to award me. As well, I will calculate the amount given and pledge to donate to a local charity. Miss the monsieur. Feel, grieve, cry. Know that the grief is the other side of love, expressing how much you value the deceased, and bringing them alive in you. Thank them. Talk about them. Talk to them. Learn more from your memories of the monsieur. Say their name. Gather with others to remember the monsieur, wish them well and invite them to move on. You also have the option to not assume they are gone. Conservation of energy is a fundamental law of nature. Continuation of consciousness can be verified throughout life. Sane societies don't assume beings are merely material. In fact, the material aspect is the least real, the most changeable and ephemeral. You can verify this for yourself. The average person eats between 35 and 55 tons of food in a lifetime. The body is constantly changing, but the witnessing awareness has always been there. Stable. Unaging. The I who saw the Grand Canyon at 7 years old and the I who experiences New York City at 65 are the same. That awareness has not aged. It is like an ageless mirror or movie screen upon which the whole story of life unfolds. Finally, you can use the energy of missing and the poignancy of your memory of the deceased asterisk to better wake up to and understand your own impermanence and certain death asterisk. You can take steps to live well and completely today, not assuming that even another day will be guaranteed to you or your loved ones. And prepare to die a good death rather than one avoided, rejected, feared as if it's a tragic surprise. Cry. I try to think of something else. I lost my twin sister 6 years ago to suicide. I never thought of life without her. We came into the world together. I never thought we wouldn't live together. It is unbearable. Plant a tree in their memory and watch it grow into something beautiful. This is a really great idea. I lost my best friend about 8 months ago. He was only 20, but he had gotten married like 6 months prior. His wife is obviously devastated, but we've been good support for each other. Anyways, they planted an avocado pit together before he died, just to see what would happen. It's gotten pretty big and is still growing. I'm really hoping it will be a big, beautiful fruit-bearing tree one day. It really sort of feels like a living part of him he left behind. I miss him every day, but it's things like this that make me feel like he's still around. Engage yourself in an activity or pastime that connects you with the monsieur. A Ouija board? I was thinking reading a book they loved or something, but that works. If they died recently and they still have their phone number set up, call it. Listen to their voicemail. I did this a lot after my best friend died when I was 17. There was something so comforting about picking up the phone to call her and hearing her bubbly voice saying, "Hi, it's me. Leave me a message," and knowing she was smiling the entire time she was recording it. Remember the good times. They wouldn't want you to feel down. I've lost a number of people close to me. I will speak to them, monsieur. I'm a committed atheist, and believe that nothing remains after we die. But it helps anyway. If it's just a tickle of grief, I'll usually think something like, "Damn, X would have thought that was so cool." If it's a bigger, pressing grief, I'll talk to them out loud or in my head. "I wish you were here for this," or "I learned this today. I thought you'd think it was neat," or just "Fuck, I miss you, sis." I usually listen music we listened with my late girlfriend. Sorry to hear about your girlfriend. Thanks. It's been almost 10 years and she is still on my mind occasionally. Can't never forget, I guess. Grief is weird. You find triggers in the weirdest places. I hope you're doing well. My grandmother passed away 20 years ago. I still miss her at times. If you find an answer, let me know. If you speak to your family, ask for stories about her. My grandma passed away when I was 8, so I didn't get much time with her. But my mom and uncle talk about her and laugh at all the funny things she used to say and do. It keeps her memory alive in our family. A man I knew for 13 years died in February of this year. He was a father to me, and several of my friends who lived in our neighborhood. He was always kind, and loved us all terribly. He was a mechanic for a long time and always showed me how to fix my car and helped me understand manuals and schematics. He even took me to get my permit the first and second BC I failed it time. I cried for days. I have been lucky in the sense that not many people who are close to me have died. But I felt this. Best advice I can give is to not bottle it up. If you need to cry, then cry. I had a shot of Jack for him, and I lit a candle for him the night he passed. Rest in peace, Harvey. You were incredibly loved. We all miss you. I hope God welcomes you with open arms. Suppress those feelings till you explode in anger at someone else. Mood. I still have my dad's texts on his old number. When I miss him, I update my life through there to "Hi monsieur." I know it's silly to be sending messages to a disconnected phone, but it helps. When I'm really feeling down, I still have an old voicemail he left me on my birthday years ago, where he sings to me and tells me how much he loves me and how proud he is of the man I have become. It's been 3 years since he passed and it has become easier to deal with, but it still hurts. Chaplain here. Honestly, just let yourself miss the monsieur instead of trying to distract yourself and force yourself to do something else. Just let it come on you. If you need to cry, get mad, smile, laugh, just find a place you can either be by yourself or with someone who knows how to just sit with you, and let whatever you're feeling happen. And then let it subside. Grief tends to come in waves. And instead of trying to fight the current and not let it move you at all, it helps to give a little. Let yourself grieve, miss them. And when the feelings subside a little bit, take a few more steps. There's no getting back to normal, because the normal you knew can't ever be there again. You've got to learn the new normal. And there's going to be some growing pains and residual pain from losing that person. Just let yourself be yourself. And don't try and condemn any feelings you might think are bad, i.e. anger, sadness, crying, etc. They're just sensations like pain, tickling, etc. They're telling your body something. In this case, that you're hurt, so let yourself be hurt. And give yourself time to heal. Just be patient with yourself. I write them a letter. Asterisk, asterisk, trigger warnings. Murder. Violent content, asterisk, asterisk. My mother was murdered when I was 16. It was quite difficult to find closure, since she was shot with an AK-47 in the face while working in our small grocery store. owned by a few past generations of my father's family. We lived in Mexico at the beginning of the drug war. My mother's face was disfigured to a point that it seemed fake. It had to be reconstructed with what seemed like wax. I was in shock for a few years, possibly until 19 years old. I kept believing she had staged her murder so that we could run away. Obviously, I was mistaken. I even believed for a moment she had staged her death to run away with a lover. The mind in shock will come to irrational conclusions. I've been able to have some closure by writing her letters when I miss her, when I need her, when things get difficult. I address unresolved issues and it truly helps heal the wound. It has been 11 years since the tragic incident. I would tell you, writing has truly helped me heal. I'm okay now. Sometimes I do need to get a bit of the pain and the weight off my chest. Like this instance. I hope you find some closure. My friend, Dad died in 2004. Mom in 2017. I haven't stopped grieving for them yet. Mainly I cry, go visit their resting place, and talk to the monsieur. I talk to them sounds stupid, but I just talk to them about how much I miss them and about my day. It takes a while and it's definitely better done alone, but it just gives you a chance to vent out without making anyone else have to burden your info. Improve your aim. I tend to wallow in it. May is a rough month for me. My mom died 20 years ago as of May 23rd. Her birthday is May 4th. Mother's Day is in May. Constant reminders. But missing her is my reminder she was here. If it's bad enough, in talk with my best friend or my dad about her memories we have. It helps. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.